Welcome back everyone, welcome back to Spiky Barmy Army. We're doing every team then that Maidstone, including ourselves, that we're up against in the National League this coming season. I have been doing it on the weekly Maidstone show in the past, but this is now I'm going to do it as a separate show altogether. So teams that Maidstone are facing then in the National League, and we're going to kick off this week with ourselves and first of all Maidstone United. So, based in Kent, they play at the Gallagher Stadium then, 4,200 capacity, home kit black and amber, nickname of Stones, postcode then ME14 1LQ. Formed originally then this latest Maidstone United team 1992, after the original Maidstone that started out in 1897 went into debt and out of business in 1992. The 1897 Maidstone then became founders of the Alliance Premier League, which is now the National League, in 1979 and won the league title twice, 1984 and 1989. In 84 then MUFC couldn't get promotion into the Football League because it was on a re-election voting system and votes went against the Stones. So in 1999 when Maidstone won the title again, automatic promotion and relegation had already been introduced. So Maidstone were promoted to the Football League Division 4, which is now EFL 2. 1998 the Stones left the Athletic Stadium in Maidstone as the ground it stood on was sold to MFI for development. The ground wasn't deemed big enough then for the Football League. Then they ground shared then with Dartford, causing attendances to drop. They lost in the playoffs in the first season in Division 4, and by now the club were getting into serious debts after spending huge amounts of money to get into the Football League. The club took a gamble then by buying a plot of land in Maidstone for 400k before getting planning permission. That all went wrong as the council refused the planning permission after Maidstone had already forked out the 400k. And on top of all that, the other debts eventually forced the club out of existence, totaling 650k in August 1992. Stones were due to play Scunthorpe United on the 15th of August in 92, but with Dartford's home ground Watling Street, where Maidstone were playing, had to be sold due to Maidstone's debt, leaving the Stones with no ground and having to cancel this game in the 92-93 season. The latest Maidstone, as we know them now, were reformed in 1992 as Maidstone Invicta. Started life at the lowest level possible, Tier 10 in non-league football, which was the Kent County League Division 4. Playing their games here on the photo that we're showing on the training pitch. Maidstone Invicta were a youth club that continued on the legacy of the Stones. 2001 season, now in the Kent County League Premier Division for the second season, which was Tier 7. Successfully applied then for senior status after being amateurs since reforming. An application had to be put in then to join the Kent League, as there was no automatic promotion or relegation then into the Kent League from the Kent County Premier Division. It was accepted to start the 2001-2 season. So from ground sharing at Central Park, Sittingbourne, leasing issue at the ground led to sharing at Bourne Park, which was the training pitch at Central Park, still at Sittingbourne. In the 2002-2003 season, it was the first time they'd gone into the FA Cup, which had changed from Maidstone Invicta then in 1995 back to Maidstone United. 2007-2008, Chris Smalling was playing for the Stones, and in 2009-2010 the Stones were playing home games at Ashford's ground at Homelands in Kent. October 2010, the club were took over then by Terry Casey and Oliver Ash, which were co-owners, who are still with us now, and thanks to them we're back in the National League. Thanks for them for everything they've done. So then moving on, 10 years ago, July 2012, The Stones were back at home at their own stadium, at the Gallagher Stadium, as it was named, at Maidstone. It was built 2015. Then Maidstone got back into the National League but were relegated back down to the National League South in the 2018-19 season, and now this last season just gone they became champions of the National League South and are now back in the top flight of non-league football in the National League. So details in away fans then at Maidstone's Gallagher Stadium then. When segregation is in place in the section of the Jenko stand near the corner where security is and the main stand is, where away fans are housed. Small segregation section is put in place to keep fans apart, but further along still in the Jenko stand, home fans are also housed there as well. Away fans have their own bar under the stand, and food and toilet facilities are next to the end of the Jenko stand. Adult season tickets are £325 stand-in, £385 for the main stand. Concession 65 plus with students with valid ID then is £260 ground stand-in, but if you're sitting down it's £320. Youth then 11 to 16 year olds stand-in will be £155, £220 then if you're sitting. Juniors under 11s £55 then for stand-in, and if you're in the main stand, the Manchit one, it's £115. Match day admission then for the Gallagher for everyone. Adults £19, concessions 65 plus with students with valid ID £15, youths 11 to 16 then £9, and under 11s are £3. And if you want to transfer at the game across into the main stand, Manchit's one, if there's seats available, you can do so, but that will be £3 extras. The retain list then for Maidstone United, as we know at the moment. Players that have departed then, there were 6 that have gone. Defender Max Sutton, goalkeeper Billy Johnson, defender Taylor Curran, midfield player Michael Phillips, Reece Grant a forward, and Alfie Pavey also a forward. They've all moved on. We know that defender George Alakobi retired at the last game of the season last year. We're hoping he's going to have some sort of role at the club still though. That's still yet to be confirmed. Renewing contracts then, still with Maidstone, is just renewed. A defender then, Jerome Bilham Williams. Players staying in contract and still remaining at the club then as they're in contract is Reagan Booty, Sam Corn, Harley Earl, goalkeeper, Joe Elu, defender, George Fowler, defender, Vivesh Gurung, Gavin Hoyt, defender, Juan Luque, midfielder, and Luque then will be out still at least until January in the new year 2023 due to his knee ligament operation and issue that he went over and twisted his knee at the away game at Dartford, where the Stones went on to win 1-0 and help themselves towards the National League South title. New signings then, Maidstone. We've got 2 then we know, or 3 actually. The first one coming was Sol Wanjal Smith, then he's a forward, came in from Hungerford Town. We've got Jack Corley, defender, he's just come in from Bromley, he's 29 years old. And the other one then we know is Heidi Gandor. He's come in from Charlton under 23s. He'd released him, he was on loan with us for a couple of seasons last year. For Maidstone, and Charlton released him in May of this year, and Maidstone have just signed him up permanently deal then, and he's now a Maidstone player. That's Heidi Gandor, Lebanese international player. Players then that are still in talks. is our forward Jack Barham, Raf Brown defender, Rory Deacon, Tom Hadler goalkeeper, Yusuf Mersin goalkeeper, Perry Ian Darlow, Dominic Odesanya, Christy Patterson and Tishorn Waters. They're the ones still yet to be fully confirmed. Nearest rail stations to the ground, the Gallagher then at Maidstone, is Maidstone East and Maidstone Barracks stations. They're only 5 minutes away from the stadium. Car parking, no car parking at the ground. You've got pay and display parking, 2 of them. One is at Maidstone East rail station, and the council car park pay and display is pretty much on the same road next door, heading towards the roundabout as you go towards the ground. Pubs then, you've got the Spitfire Lounge at the ground, but that's only home supporters only when the games are segregated. You have your own bar then for away supporters in that Genko stand. You have the food there and also a bar underneath the stand for away supporters, and it's big boarding up underneath the stand as well to separate home and away supporters there also. You've got the Weatherspoons, named the Glass House, that's next door to Maidstone East rail station pretty much, and that's pretty good there as well. We get a mix of home and away supporters in that one. So that's everything done then, Maidstone United. We're going to move on to the second of 4 teams we've got. Next one, massive club, Notts County, then that'll be the team we're facing up against next year. So their information then, they're in the region of East Midlands. Ceremonial region is Nottinghamshire. Postcode for that NG2 3HJ. They play at Meadow Lane. Nicknamed the Magpies because they home kit black and white, and capacity at the stadium then 19,841. Founded in 1862. They're the oldest professional football club in the world and one of 12 founder members of the Football League back in 1888. They moved to Meadow Lane in 1910 and finished 3rd in top flight of football in the 1890-91 season, and again later, 10 years later. The county's highest ever position then, but were relegated then to League 2 at the end of 2014-15 season, and at the end of the 2018-19 season were unfortunately relegated into non-league football, into the National League, which is where they are now. So away supporters info then at Notts County's Meadow Lane. So you are based then in Jimmy Cyril stand, turnstiles via County Road. If you haven't already got a ticket online, then you will have to go to the back of the stand. Go to the back of the stand and purchase a ticket at the booth before entering through the turnstiles to get in. On the day, ticket purchase is cash only and subject to a £2 extra. Disabled facilities are available at the ground, but you can contact the club for more info regarding the disabled facilities in advance. Important info then regarding musical instruments at the Meadow Lane, Notts County. Drums are allowed, but if you turn up on the day without notifying the club in advance, which is minimum of 5 days prior to the game, you will be turned away. So requests to bring in musical instruments, including the drum, into the ground must be sent in writing no less than 5 days before match day to via email slo@nottscountyfc.co.uk. Food and alcohol and non-alcoholic drinks are available on the concourse at the Jimmy Cyril stand, and you will be liable to prosecution if found with pyrotechnics. A zero tolerance plus search dogs are displayed around the ground. What season tickets then at Notts County then? Early bird up until the 4th of July. For adults then, in the Derek Povis stand is £345. If you're in the Copper family stand, it's £276. 65 plus, it's £207 in the Derek Povis, and the Copper family stand £184. If you're 22 years old to 25, it will cost you £150 in the Derek Povis and £150 also in the Copper family stand. If you're 18 years to 21, In the Derek Provis and Cobham family stand, it will be £100. Under 18s, £45 in each of those stands, Derek Provis and Cobham family. And for under 12s, for both stands, it's £20. And the prices will increase, I guess, after the 4th of July. Match day admission then. The possible prices, I've got a price here for like their pre-season friendly games or a game towards the end of last season. So that's the basis I'm going on with a playoff match actually from last season. So adults, £20 match day admission in advance. This I presume is if you pay on the day. It's 65 plus 14, 18 to 21 is £14, under 18 £7, under 16 is £5, under 12 is £1, and it's free if you're under 7. But I presume if you pay online in advance it will be a couple of quid cheaper. Their player retain list at Notts County, under contract and staying, are 14 players. 3 are departing, that includes Dion Kelly Essens, Alex Lacey and Tyrese Palmer. 4 loanees leave and go back to their clubs. That's Vislav Duros, Sam Graham, Jaden Richardson and Zach Brunt. 4 players then offered new contracts, including Richard Brindley, Kyle Wooten, Adam Chickson and Tiernan Brooks. And under 19 players offered a senior contract, that's 1. That's Luther Munakandafa, if I got that right, Mundakafa. So new signings too, Macaulay Langstaff, National League North. My mate, as a subscriber, then will know about him. He's coming from the National League North champions Gateshead. He's now moved to Notts County on a 3-year deal forward at 25 years old. And Toby Adebayo then rolling. He's a right wing back. He's 25 years old and he's signed in on a 22-year deal. Nearest rail station then for Notts County is Nottingham. That's a 10-minute walk from the ground. Car parking then if you're going by motor vehicle. A limited number of street parking around the ground. All have to be paid for using the Ringo telephone booking service, an app I guess that is. The details of this are displayed on the lamp posts. Also you can park next to the ground at the rear of the Jimmy Cyril stand. There's cattle market parking plus private manned parking sites on Meadow Lane, and that's pay at the gate, £5 a vehicle. You can also park at Nottingham Park and Ride tram facilities off the M1 at junctions 24, 25, 26. Park and Ride is free to park, but tram tickets must be bought before boarding the tram. And the closest tram stop to the ground is Station Street. Away supported coaches are welcome at Meadow Lane, but you have to contact the club in advance via email. Contact slo@nottscountyfc.co.uk or contact Notts County Football Club by phone for more info or go onto their website. Pubs then for away fans. You've got the Trent Navigation Inn, postcode for that NG2 3HS. It has food and beers. Not 100% sure though. Is it home or is it away fans or a mix? I'm not 100% sure on that one. But we also have Hooters, a very popular grill and bar. They do hot wings, burgers, steak ribs, salads, cold pop, beer, all served by the Hooters girls, indoor and outdoor areas, the sports bar and grill. It's not far from Meadow Lane, that's on London Road at the Higgin building, postcode NG2 3AJ. That's everything then. Notts County done and dusted then. Coming up next season, don't forget we've got the July the 6th, I think that's a Wednesday. That's when all the National League fixtures come out for the upcoming season, along with National League North and National League South fixtures also. Next team up then, Oldham Athletic. That's based in Lancashire, the county there. Postcode OL12PA. Play at Boundary Park. They're nicknamed the Latics. They play in home kit blue and white, and the capacity then 13,512. Founded in 1895, Oldham Athletic started as Pine Villa Football Club in 1895. Oldham County then folded in 1899 and the neighbours Pine Villa moved into Oldham County's ground and then became Oldham Athletic. Oldham were founder members of the Premier League in 1992 but were relegated 2 years later and into the third tier Football League by 1997. The 2018-19 season they were in the fourth tier, which is League 2. April this year, relegation to National League was confirmed. The first former ever Premier League team then to play non-league football. For away supporters then at Oldham Athletic, you are housed in the Chatterton Road end with capacity of 4,000. You need to wrap up warm there though, as the ground is on the edge of the Pennines and you get a cold wind whipping through there. And it feels like, it feels cold pretty much most of the time. So you need to wrap up warm on that. Some supporting pillars can obstruct your view. Season tickets then Oldham, adults £330, seniors £180, under 21s £180 also, under 16s £69, and you have your under 7s are free. Match day admission then. Once again, not 100% sure if this is for the new season or not, but it's what the prices were in advance. And if you buy your tickets, it's adults £18, seniors £12, under 21s at £12, under 16s £5, and under 7s are free. But if you pay on the match day and don't get your tickets in advance, it's adults £22, seniors £15, under 21s £15, under 16s £7, and under 7s you are free on both advance and match day, but you have to be with an adult, senior or an under 21 person with you to get in. The player retained list in Oldham, in contract 11 players, 13 players have been released and returned to their present club. Sheffield Wednesday is 1 player. Ongoing negotiations then, that's 1 player, that's Nicky Adams. New contract deal then, 1 player, that's Jack Stubbs. And new signings in, Jordan Windass, a 2-year deal, 22 years old and he's coming from Bradford Park Avenue. Nearest rail station is Mills Hill, that's 2 and a bit miles from the ground, 8 to 10 minutes from Manchester Victoria Station. The Metrolink tram station then, nearest one is Westwood, that's 15 to 20 minute walk to the ground, and that's coming from Manchester Victoria, and it takes 21 minutes from there to the Metrolink station from Victoria to Westwood. You can go on the bus also, that's from Oldham Road at Manchester Piccadilly, that's bus stop at E number 182, and that takes you to the Oldham Royal Hospital, and that takes around 25 minutes. Car parking then, you've got the Oldham Royal Hospital on West Holme Avenue, and that's £5 parking now, but you can't park at the ground because that's only for permit holders. Nearest pubs then, you've got the Clayton Green, that's 200 yards then away from the away end of the ground. You've got the Greyhound Inn, that's on Holden Fold Lane, that's for away fans, that does Sky and BT Sports. Food and family friendly as well, as a large car park which can accommodate coaches, and that's 10 minutes walk from the ground, and that's postcode OL2 5ES. And you do actually have alcohol in the ground for away supporters then at Oldham. That concludes everything for Oldham then. Moving on then to our final one for this week, final National League club, and that is Scunthorpe United. So they're in North Lincolnshire, play at Glanford Park, postcode DN158TD, nicknamed the Irons, home kit is claret and blue, and they play at Glanford Park, which is said, and capacity of ground there 9,088. Founded 1899, in 2009 League One playoff final win put Scunthorpe United back into the Championship, stayed in the Championship but within 2 consecutive relegations put them back into League 2 by 2013. They returned to League One at the end of 2013-14 season and back to League Two in 2019. And at the end of last season, relegation was confirmed to the National League as ending for Scunthorpe's 72-year spell in the Football League. Away fans then at Scunthorpe's ground, you are housed in the AMS stand that's behind the goal on the south side unless they decide it's changed. It's all seated and holds up to 1,678 fans with TV screens and a bar located under the stand. You use turnstile gates 6A, B and C plus 7A and B. There's no cash at the turnstiles. You purchase ticket from the booth on match day in the northeast corner. Season tickets, that's based on the East Bay and East stand. That'd be adults £325, 65 plus you're £209, 18 to 21 year olds £209, under 18s are £55 and it's free if you're under 12s. For the Lincolnshire Co-op Family Zone stand, it's one adult plus up to two under 18s is £325, one senior and up to two under 18s is £209, an additional under 18s are £55 and a second adult £325. The second senior costs £209. If you're in the Britcon Terrace, it's adults £264, 65 plus it would be £176, 18 to 21 year olds then £176. If you're under 18, £55 and under 12s are free. Don't have any information for match day tickets at Scunthorpe United. The player retain list then, 10 players leaving, that includes Tyrone O'Neill. Under contract staying are 13 players and there's contract options on 2 players and there's 2 contract offers. 6 loan players depart going back to their own clubs. You've got Jay Rao, he signs a new contract for 2 years, as does Finley Shrimpton. New signings then for Scunthorpe, Andrew Boyce. He's a centre-back, 32 years old, he's on a 2-year deal and he came in from National League Southside, Eastleigh Town. Nearest rail station is Scunthorpe, that's over 2 miles from the ground, or then if you don't fancy that walk you can use a cab. Car parking is a large car park at the ground, it's £3 per car. It holds 600 vehicles in at the ground, massive, for home and away supporters. Postcode then, as it was at the ground, it's DN158TD. Pubs, the Iron Bar at the ground does allow away fans apparently. Near the rail station on Oswald Road is Weatherspoons called the Blue Bell. Near the ground you've got the old farmhouse that allows away fans, but you can't wear your colours on that one. And so far, Maidstone fans, this will be pretty much, I guess, a no-no. Right, that's everything, everyone. Done for our 4 National League clubs for this week. We've done it on a separate video for the past 3 weeks previous. We've done it in with the Maidstone United videos, but coming up now over the next couple of weeks or so, we will be doing a separate video on it, as we've got, I think, 8 more clubs to do. So take care, have a good one, like and subscribe. We'll be back Spiky Barmy Army next week with the everything Maidstone United over the past week and another 4 National League clubs. So come on you Stones, let's get in there. We're only just about 2 weeks away, I think. Is it 2 weeks from pre-season starting? That'll be the day after I'm at the Bill Williams 50-year testimonial, July the 8th, Friday evening, kick-off 7:30. And our first pre-season friendly, that'll be away. Actually, I think we've got one in the week before the July the 9th. I think we've got Hivetown away leading up to that. I think it's Hivetown away or Hivetown at home, not confirmed, I can't remember. But I know for definite I can't make that because I'm working, but I will be at Holm Park away at Sheppey United, July the 9th, and Saturday, 3 PM kick-off, Sheppey United, the Heights versus the Stones, Maidstone United, Saturday, July the 9th. Come on, thanks for liking, don't forget to subscribe, tell all your mates, school, work, wherever. If you enjoy it, come on you Stones. We'll see you next week. Peace out.